June 16th, 2025, Madrid. A hospital is quiet. Then the sound of boots. Down the hall walks Captain Jack Sparrow. For many sick children, the days feel long, but sometimes a door opens and a hero walks in. These are real celebrity visits to hospital rooms. For kids in pain, these moments mean everything. You'll see tears, hugs, even laughter. And one star didn't just visit, he changed a life. Stay until the end. One visit made a whole hospital cry. Madrid, June 16th, 2025. Inside Niño Jesus Hospital, the halls are quiet. Then comes the sound of boots and laughter. A door opens. In walks Johnny Depp, dressed as Jack Sparrow. He stays fully in character. His walk, his voice, every move. He salutes a nurse. He tells jokes. A child who hadn't smiled in days starts laughing. For hours, he visits room after room. A nurse whispers, he never broke character. Not once. One boy with leukemia tells his mom, "Now I believe pirates are real." That moment gave the boy hope. This wasn't a press event. There were no red carpets, just a pirate, and a hospital full of kids who needed magic. But what happens when a pop star gives up her own time just to hug a fan she's never met? Miami, June 2025. Inside a quiet children's hospital. No one expected a visit. Then the doors opened. In walked Taylor Swift. No cameras, no warning. Just Taylor holding a guitar. She sat beside a young girl. The girl had been in treatment for months. Taylor sang "You Belong With Me" softly. Right at her bedside. Nurses cried. One whispered, "It's really her." The kids couldn't believe it. Some just hugged her and didn't let go. She stayed a while, listened, talked, smiled. Before she left, she handed a nurse her phone number. She said, "Call me anytime if she needs to hear my voice." One visit, one moment. It meant the world. But this wasn't the first time. What about the visit that started it all? 2014, a teen boy, weak from a bone marrow transplant, lay in a hospital bed. His only wish? To meet Taylor Swift. He never thought it would happen. But one day the door opened, and in walked Taylor. She brought no spotlight, just her guitar. She sat down and sang "Someone Like You" by Adele. The room was quiet, except for her voice. The boy whispered, "This is the best day of my life." She stayed for over an hour, talked with him, held hands with his mom. Before she left, she gave him a letter, written by hand. She also wrote to his nurses. No camera crew, just kindness. Over the next years, they stayed in touch. And in 2023, he beat leukemia. He said her visit gave him strength. But what if a child couldn't leave their house? And the star came anyway? 2015. A little girl in New Jersey was too sick to travel. She was only 8. She had brain and spine cancer. Her room was quiet until someone knocked. It was Harry Styles. He flew in just to see her. He sat beside her on the couch. He sang "Little Things." She held his hand and whispered, "You're my favorite person." He smiled and stayed for a while. They talked. They laughed. There were no press or cameras, just a moment. After he left, the letters started. Each month, she got one, handwritten, from Harry. He sent songs, messages, and drawings. He never told the world. He just did it. Her parents said he gave her joy in the hardest time. But what happens when a singer meets someone with a story almost no one understands? 2014. A young girl, only 13, was in the hospital. She had progeria, a rare disease that causes the body to age fast. She felt alone. Then Selena Gomez walked in. She smiled, sat down, and held the girl's hand. She brushed her hair and said, "You're beautiful." The girl smiled for the first time that day. They sang "Who Says" together. The room filled with light and laughter. Doctors stood by the door, quietly watching. It was a moment they'd never forget. The visit was set up by Ryan Seacrest's foundation, but it didn't stop there. Later, Selena sent her a handwritten letter, then a private video call. No press, no noise, just love. The girl kept the letter by her bed. Now imagine a teen facing a lung transplant when someone from TV walks through the door. 2012. A 14-year-old girl was in the ICU. She was a huge Vampire Diaries fan. Doctors said she needed a transplant soon. Her family hoped for a small smile. Then, Nina Dobrev and Ian Somerhalder walked in. They were quiet, gentle, kind. She saw them and squealed, even through her oxygen mask. They took her hands, told jokes, and made her laugh. For a moment, she forgot the pain. They didn't come empty-handed. They brought signed DVDs and notes from the whole cast. Each message was written with care. The girl read every word. That day became one of her best memories. Sometimes it's not about songs or shows. It's about showing up when it matters most. Now, what happens when the visit becomes a final goodbye? If this video touched your heart, tap like and subscribe so more people can see these powerful moments. August 2018. In Toledo, Ohio, an elderly woman lay in a hospital bed. She was very sick. She told nurses, "I wish Keith Urban could visit." They didn't wait. They tweeted him. The next day, he came. Keith Urban walked into her room with his guitar. He smiled, sat down, and started to sing. The song was "Blue Ain't Your Color." He had tears in his eyes. So did the family. She held his hand. She whispered, "Thank you." The moment was caught on video. The next day, she passed away. But her family said that was her piece. That song, that visit, was the last thing she ever saw. Sometimes one quiet act becomes a final beautiful gift. But what about a little girl who missed a concert and got something even better? December 2016. A young girl, just 8 years old, was in a hospital bed. She had just had brain surgery. She was sad. She couldn't go to the Katy Perry concert. Then, someone walked in. It was Katy Perry. She sat beside the girl and held her hand. Then she began to sing. She sang 3 songs. While she sang "Roar," the girl began to cry. Katy smiled and gently brushed her hair. The room was silent, then full of tears. At the end, Katy gave her a gift, concert tickets for the next year. She said, "You'll be better by then." That day, one little fan felt seen, heard, and loved. But what happens when a viral dance turns into a real-life miracle? August 2018. A young girl in Chicago needed a heart transplant. She was just 11 years old. From her hospital bed, she danced to "In My Feelings." The clip went viral. Then something amazing happened. Drake saw the video. A week later, he walked into her room. She couldn't believe it. She gasped. He smiled and gave her a big hug. Then he softly sang "God's Plan." She cried. So did the nurses. 2 days later, she had her surgery. It was a success. Her story became one of the most powerful moments of that year. One simple dance brought her a visit and gave her hope. And finally, what if a refugee thought he was forgotten until a hero came to find him? June 2022. A young boy named Misha fled Ukraine with his mother. He has Down syndrome. He was scared. His mom said, "John Cena will meet us." She just wanted to give him hope. Cena heard the story. He flew to the Netherlands. He hugged Misha, played with toys, and brought WWE gear. They smiled all afternoon. They brought real joy and hope. Subscribe for more. Which celebrity would you want beside your hospital bed, and why?